Hey, what's up everybody? It's the Crypto Ginger here. Today I want to go over a couple of key articles and news that I found very interesting when it comes to the topic of Ripple and XRP, the distributed ledger technology, and even of course the blockchain technology in general. And I wanted to start off with this article from Finance Magnates where we see that a new version of XRP Ledger has been launched even during this bearish trended market. And according to the article here, a new version of the ledger will be implemented, the multi-sign reserve amendment, which is a change that will reduce the reserve requirement for a multi-sign signer to list. In other words, an XRP user will be required to hold fewer XRP in order to act as a transaction signer. Previously, it looks as though your requirement was roughly around 10 to 15 XRP. Now it's just 5. Guys, if you're someone who is wanting to act as a transaction signer, you could easily get tipped 5 XRP in your tip bot if you have that. So you can see a very minimal requirement when it comes to being, again, a transaction signer. It does state here as well that the update will also introduce a new measure against fraudulent transactions. Servers will gain the ability to automatically detect transaction censorship attempts and issue warnings of increasing severity for transactions that a server believes should have been included in a closed ledger after several rounds of a consensus, according to the announcement. So as you can see here, this particular update has also allowed for new measures to detect fraudulent activity. So this is actually very good when it comes to the XRP Ledger. And of course, the article then goes to state that servers are required to update the newer version of the XRP Ledger by February 27th, so that everybody that is using the XRP Ledger is actually on the same page for this update. So again, an attempt to actually reduce the amount of XRP when it comes to transaction signers, and also as well as verifying fraudulent activities taking place on the XRP Ledger. So very good for the XRP Ledger there. A couple other things I wanted to quickly go over as well. So, looking through the information and news about Ripple and XRP, I stumbled across this article from WOCCU.org where we see that they are pursuing the digital financial inclusion for 50 million plus people across Asia. And of course, how is this linked to Ripple? Well, according to the article, it says Worldwide Foundation of Credit Unions, the social impact affiliation of the World Council of Credit Unions, is dedicated to a financial inclusion, and they have launched a project to design interoperable, open-loop, low-cost, real-time payment platforms for its global network of credit unions across Asia, and they are exploring the use of MojaLoop. Now, of course, if you are familiar with MojaLoop, I've talked about them in previous videos as well. They most certainly are connected to Ripple, and we'll get into that here in just a second here. The article then continues to state that the World Council of Credit Unions is paving a way to extend digital financial inclusion along with its regional partners, the Association of Asian Confederation of Credit Unions, which reaches 50 million plus members across Asia. So as you can see, again, roughly around 50 million Asian members that are going through their credit unions, which might be actually taking advantage of the MojaLoop platform, will give a lot of these people access to different types of interoperability when it comes to exchanging different types of currencies across the platform. And if you're unfamiliar with what MojaLoop is, we can definitely take a quick look at that here just as well. Here's an article that I actually used in a previous video. This is a little bit dated article, but the idea is that it gives you an explanation about MojaLoop's relationship with Ripple and, of course, even Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Now, really, the idea behind this article that I wanted to emphasize is the information about the software. And, of course, it states here in the article that the MojaLoop software is based off of Ripple's blockchain technology, which aims to create a working relationship between payment providers and financial institutions, such as those credit unions. And, of course, this is to help with the unbanked people and assist them in part of the system. And of course, the article does state that MojaLoop is banking on Ripple's interledger protocol for this interaction between these financial institutions, and also the interaction between the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation states that they've been monitoring the use of this technology for close to 2 years, and of course they made a bold move to initiate this particular partnership between MojaLoop and Ripple. So again, now we have a platform that will take advantage of Ripple's interledger protocol, and now this is something that is possibly going to be made as a use case for these credit unions in Asia for roughly around 50 million different members of those different types of credit unions. So you can see how expansive this is going to be when it comes to a protocol such as MojaLoop actually being implemented into these credit unions and having some sort of connection there with Ripple, taking advantage of, again, the interledger protocol that Ripple has designed. So something very big when it comes to, again, the expansion of Ripple, this connection being made on a grand scale, and of course, a really primary focus on the Asian region there with Ripple's products. A couple other things I wanted to quickly go over as well. We've definitely heard the topic of JP Morgan and, of course, Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan getting themselves into and out of cryptocurrencies, whether they were talking ill-willed about cryptocurrencies, more importantly, Bitcoin, in this topic here. The idea is that we've most certainly seen a relationship between JP Morgan and the blockchain technology side of things, and now we have a little bit of reference coming from CNBC where we see that JP Morgan is rolling out the first cryptocurrency by a U.S. bank to transform the payment businesses. So it's very interesting. Here again we have what's called the JPM coin. This is something that's actually going to be, again, considered the first cryptocurrency by a U.S. bank to be implemented here for payment businesses. And interesting enough, when it comes to looking a little bit further in here and of course seeing some sort of relationship between this coin and this establishment, and quite possibly the use case of connecting interoperably with other cryptocurrencies through things such as the Ledger protocol, we can easily see that there might be a case of connection here between JP Morgan's new coin and, of course, again, the open distributed ledger technology. And I wanted to use a quick reference about this JPM coin from Umar Farouk, who is the head of JP Morgan's blockchain projects. And he states that anything that is currently existing in the world, as it moves onto the blockchain, this would be the payment leg for that transaction. Again, this is the JPM coin. And it then states that the applications are, quite frankly, endless. Anything where you have a distributed ledger, which involves corporations or institutions, can use this. So that right there really opens itself up to being just simply another currency that could be part of the Ledger protocol, dealing with interoperability between different types of cryptocurrencies out there or digital assets such as XRP. Now, of course, I think that there's still a lot more in the way of establishment when it comes to the use case of the JPM coin, but the fact that we have this new coin from a bank in the United States that's going to be implemented for blockchain use and, of course, getting people into the cryptocurrency ecosystem, and now having the availability for interoperability for different types of currencies. Again, this right here is just an expansion on a very large scale that will allow for easy access to go from, again, a JPM coin right into something like XRP through interoperability. Of course, a lot of this right here is going to be expanded upon, I'm sure, when it comes to more news and announcements for this JPM coin. We're starting to see things take place here, guys, when it comes to these bankers getting themselves more involved with the cryptocurrency ecosystem. So very interesting news here when it comes to this expansion, and I'm hopeful that we'll start seeing the works of this right here at least lead itself into the distributed ledger technology that happens to deal with XRP or even Ripple's products. But if you mix this right here, this news, with that of those credit unions in Asia that are going to be using MojaLoop, for example, you can see how connected all of these companies, these financial institutions, these banks and exchanges even are going to be actually connecting to each other on a global scale. So very big news again when it comes to all of this distributed ledger technology, Ripple's products, and XRP. Let me know what you guys think about this information in the comment section. And again, thank you for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Take advantage of any of those links in the description as far as securing your cryptocurrencies offline or simply on your mobile phone with the Uphold wallet.